Hey guys, Ningen here bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video, and today just a quick one about the new AGL Turles and a bit on the movie boss category. So if I've done my translation of PST time correctly, because obviously Global gives all of its announcements in those times, and if you don't live there you've got to, translate that yourself. When this video goes up, I believe the maintenance will be still on, but not long till it's over. And once it's over, we should have the banner for this man, the new AGL Turles, the movie boss category leader. So, as the title suggests, the video is about whether I think you should summon for him or not. And, I mean, obviously there are details either way, but as a general gist, I would say yes, you should. Obviously if you don't have any of the units for his category, then maybe not, but we'll have a quick look here. We'll probably do a more detailed breakdown of him. Hopefully I will be able to pull him, so when we actually showcase him and the team. So he's the movie boss category leader, 150% stats and 3 key. Also extreme types, 50% or 3 key. So like a lot of the category leaders, he has that secondary part, just in case you can't field a full team of the actual category units. His secondary leader skill basically the same as the old school Rose. So any units that don't fit on the category, it's not the worst bonus, but we're seeing a lot of the category leaders having a secondary skill that's at like 90%, which is obviously much more viable. But there are a lot of good units on this team, and you probably won't have to run any non-category units depending on what you have. But obviously that all depends on your box. So his super attack does immense damage and a medium chance to stun, because he's Turles, so he has to have a chance to stun apparently. I don't know if the SR Farm Ball one can stun, but all of the main Turles units have a chance to stun. His passive is one of the things that makes him so good. So key +3 and attack +40% for all allies. So that's not any particular type, it's not super or extreme. It's all allies, so this makes this Turles one of the best units in the game. He can easily fit on a Rose team. You can see here from his categories, he's in the low class warrior category, obviously movie bosses because he's the leader, and pure Saiyans, which we don't have yet, but if we follow the schedule of JP, it should be the next Dokkan Fest after Turles. So he can go on any of those teams as a key and attack support unit. He also gives super class enemies attack -50%, so a nice little bit of damage reduction against super events, or if you're using him on, say, Extreme AGL Super Battle Road. And then he is a unit with a transformation mechanic, so it says he eats the fruit of the Tree of Might when conditions are met. The conditions are, when you're below 80% health, he has a 25% chance to eat the fruit. And then when he transforms, it only lasts for 3 turns. So he transforms into Explosive Evolution Turles. Obviously leader skill doesn't change. Immense damage, he gains a high chance to stun now with his super, and his passive becomes recovers 15% HP at the start of the turn, attack and defense plus 130%, so quite a big boost. And then super class enemies defense -80%, which 80% is a lot, but reducing defense doesn't really have a huge impact on the amount of damage that they take. So this unit gets a lot of bad sort of press when he transforms, because obviously he loses that really good passive, but he does become a decent unit that can hit fairly hard. But I guess when you're running a really good build of this team, he's not there to be one of your hard hitters anyway, so I can see why people get a little bit disappointed when you get his transformation, because then you're losing out on that 3 key and 40% attack for the rest of your rotation. But it does only last for 3 turns, unlike Ultra Instinct Goku or the new LR Vegeto's and Gogeta, so it will wear off eventually. His links don't change, obviously nothing else really changes, it's just the chance to stun and his passive ability. So he's a really good unit, he fits well on a couple of teams. Now we have a quick look at his actual category. So the Cooler and the Beerus we don't actually have on Global yet. So Bojack and Broly are the 2 LRs currently that you can run on his team. Obviously both incredibly powerful. The TUR Bojacks and the TUR Broly are obviously on there as well for running their perfect link partners. Then you've got Strength Janemba, obviously a very good unit. The physical final form Cooler, this is the first time that he is on a category. He is very, very impressive on this team. He also links really well with Janemba, so my build for this team will be to have a rotation of this final form Cooler and Janemba, then a rotation of TUR Broly with LR Broly, and then the 2 Turleses and this Int Cooler as a support unit, because they are all key and attack buff support units. And that team will be very, very strong. 150% to attack and defense before their crazy buffs that they give themselves, especially units like Cooler. And then, of course, it is the movie bosses category, not movie villains. So there are a couple of super type units. It's basically just all the Beeruses and then the Tapion who can transform into Hirudegarn. Not the Tech Tapion, because obviously, I mean, it's Hirudegarn who is the boss of that movie, so that is why he is in there. He's actually not the worst. He doesn't share a lot of good links with people on the team, which is the problem, but he's a good tank. I believe he lowers attack as well, and he can transform, and the Hirudegarn transformation is probably one of the better of the old school transformation types, because most of the Great Apes are pretty bad. So yeah, there's a lot of units in the category. And of course he does get that secondary extreme types passive as well. So you've got quite a few options. We'll take a quick look at his banner. So this is what it looked like on JP. And as I'm sure you know, this would be subject to change on Global, because they do that sometimes. So we've got no real way to know whether this will be exactly how the banner was. We did just have Janemba on the Gogeta banner, but I'm pretty sure this came after the LR, Gogeta and Vegito banners on JP as well, so I don't see that would be a reason why they'll change it. So obviously Turles is on there, Tapion, Janemba, Final Form Cooler, Tech Golden Frieza, who is a really good unit. It's just, unfortunately, if you're like me, he's been in so many banners during and up to the 120 meta that I've pulled him multiple times since I rainbowed him. The physical Broly, he's kind of dropped off a little bit, especially because the LR Broly exists, but if you don't have LR Broly, he is definitely not a bad unit, especially on a team with a 150% boost. Once he has work in the potential system, he can potentially super attack 3 times in one turn that could all be crits. So he can pump out damage if you put some value into him. And then the Tech Beerus, the least said about the Tech Beerus, the better. He's trash. He's a super attack fodder unit. If you pull any of this guy, I would just suggest saving them in case you pull the LR Beerus when he comes out, but he's not very good. So I've heard a lot of people say that this banner is bad, but for me, I still need dupes for Tapion. I need 1 more for Janemba. I need 3 for Cooler. I still need 1 physical Broly, actually. So the banner's not the worst for me. I really like physical Final Form Cooler. Took me ages to pull him, and then even longer to actually get a dupe. So I would definitely like to get dupes for him, as well as obviously the Turles himself. And then one thing that isn't mentioned in the news, I don't think it will be launching after the maintenance. I think they did this with the Super Saiyan 3 category where they left it a couple of days, but they will be dropping this support type banner, the one where you get 3 multi-summons for 30 stones, and then it goes back to 50, and you're guaranteed one of the featured SSRs. All of the LRs will be on this banner, and then of course all of the featured SSRs are all units that are in the category, but they're all units that are fairly decent on other teams as well. Bojack obviously is a great pairing link partner for LR Bojack if you've pulled LR Bojack but not have a spare one to run the TUR. The Great Ape Turles gets an awakening when this Turles event drops as well, and he becomes very solid for an ape character. He actually gets Fierce Battle, which is very useful. He actually has the exact same link set, apart from I think Saiyan Raw, as the AGL Turles, so if you run them together, I think they get something stupid like 80% attack and some ki. So obviously the Android 13, I've seen the weird strategies of him for in Super Battle Road. Metal Cooler is a good support unit, not only for this team but for Resurrected Warriors as well as Extreme Int. Obviously we know the AGL Golden Frieza, one of the best tanks in the game, good for AGL if you haven't done Extreme AGL Super Battle Road. The Tech Cooler, he's very underrated because he's not as good as the physical one, but if you've seen the showcase that I've done for him, Rainbow with the Rainbow Tech Frieza, they are a really, really good partnership on Extreme Tech. So if you don't have the physical one and you have this guy with some work into him, he would be good on this team as well. And then of course there's the STR Beerus. I didn't mention it before when we showed off the team, but the Beerus units suffer the same problem as Tapion, where they don't really link well with anyone else on the team. So they're not really ideal. Obviously in the future, if you get LR Beerus and link him up with a Beerus, you do have the support units in the Turles that can give them key, but yeah, it's not the best setup. So obviously this banner will be dropping as well. I pretty much always recommend doing the 330 stone multis if you have the stones to spare, because I have gotten lucky once and pulled an LR from one of those 30 stone summons. So it can be worth the investment sometimes. Plus some of these units are good. I actually have all the dupes now for the Ape Turles, but I will probably rainbow him once I've put some orbs into the actual Turles if I manage to pull him. So that is the details of the team and the Turles unit himself. Like I say, there are a lot of factors. If you are free to play, you probably, I would imagine, got pretty cleaned out by the 3-year anniversary, so you might not even be able to summon. So it's maybe not worth it if you don't have a lot of stones. I know a lot of people out there like to do the odd YOLO singles, and maybe you will get lucky, but it's probably not a banner that you want to drop all your stones on if you are free to play. Unless, of course, if you've been lucky, and like I say, if you've got the large majority of some of these units up here, like anyone that's in this LR or TUR bracket, if you have a good selection of these guys, then maybe it is worth going for him. So I'm definitely summoning for him, not just for his team, but the fact that he works so well on other teams as well. Hopefully a lot of you guys will go for him and pull him, so then I can find friends so I can actually run his team, because there's nothing worse than getting a new category and then not being able to use them. I think the most poignant example at the moment is the fact that I can never find a Super Saiyan 3 Bardock on my friends list or the guest spots, so I basically can't use my Super Saiyan 3 team, which I really love, especially because I managed to pull the LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku. But there you go. So I would say, when it comes down to the title, should you summon for Turles, I would say yes, with the asterisk that unless you're free to play and don't have many stones. But again, that is just my opinion. A lot of this stuff is all based on your own box. I see a lot of people in the help forum that I'm in ask questions like, you know, should I summon on this banner or this banner? And a lot of it does just come down to what you have in your box and whether or not, like if you go 500 stones to pull this Turles and then you don't really ever run his team because you don't have all the right units, and then you don't put him on another team because, say for example, you don't summon for Vegeta, so you don't get the Pure Saiyans team, then it was kind of a waste to summon for him depending on what else you pulled. So it's very dependent on your own box. But as long as, if you're asking for my opinion and you have stones to spend, then yes, you absolutely should summon for Turles, and I'm hoping to see a lot of them on my friends list. So stay tuned. I'll be putting out a summoning video either later this evening or first thing tomorrow, because I am stuck at work. So while you're watching this, I will be at work. When the maintenance ends, I will be unable to hop straight on and summon, so I'll have to wait until I get home. So stay tuned for my summons and we'll see if we can pull him. So that is going to be it for this video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. If you liked what you saw, please leave a like and subscribe for more regular Dokkan Battle content. You can follow me on Twitter or Instagram at the Masked Ningen, or join my Discord. The link is in the description. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.